limit as y goes to -2 of y squared plus 2y divided by the square root of 2y squared minus 4y plus 2y. The first thing we're going to do is try plugging a -2 in for each of the y's. -2 squared plus 2 times a -2 divided by the square root of 2 times -2 squared minus 4 times a -2, and then plus 2 times a -2. In the numerator, -2 squared is 4. A positive 2 times a -2 is a -4. In the denominator, we have the square root of -2 squared is 4 times 2 is a positive 8. And then a -4 times a -2 is another positive 8. And then 2 times a -2 is a -4. So we have 4 minus 4 divided by the square root of 8 plus 8 is 16, and then minus 4. So 4 minus 4 over the root of 16 is a 4 minus 4. In the numerator, 4 minus 4 is 0. In the denominator, 4 minus 4 is also 0. So we have the 0 over 0 indeterminate form. We will have to rework this. Since we have a root combination, a root involving the variable y, in some way added or subtracted together with at least one other term that's happening in the denominator, we can try the root conjugate method. So I'm going to rewrite this limit exactly as we see it. Limit is y goes to -2 of y squared plus 2y divided by the square root of 2y squared minus 4y plus 2y. The root conjugate of the root combination is the root of 2y squared minus 4y, and then opposite sign between the two terms, so minus 2y. I'm going to put that in the numerator as well, so that we are multiplying by a form of 1. It will not change the value, it will just change the look. And now we will go and multiply these together with each other. So limit is y goes to -2 of. In the numerator, those are not root conjugates. We're going to keep those factored. So we will have y squared plus 2y times the root of 2y squared minus 4y minus 2y. They're multiplying each other. We're just not going to physically FOIL them out. We're going to keep them factored. In the denominator, we do have a root conjugate pair. We will FOIL that out first. Root of 2y squared minus 4y times root of 2y squared minus 4y will give us 2y squared minus 4y. Outside, root times a -2y will give us a -2y times the root 2y squared minus 4y. Inside, 2y times the root will give us a positive 2y times the root of 2y squared minus 4y. And then last, a positive 2y and a negative 2y will give us a -4y squared. When you FOIL out a root conjugate pair, the outside and inside terms will always be able to cancel, and they're equal value and opposite sign. Our next step is to combine together these like terms of y squared in the denominator. So let's go ahead and do that. Limit as y goes to -2 in the numerator, y squared plus 2y times the square root of 2y squared minus 4y, and then minus 2y. All of that over 2y squared minus 4y squared is a -2y squared, and then minus 4y. So we've taken care of the root conjugate foiling. we have not eliminated the 0 over 0 just yet. What that does is it puts it into another form. At this point we have power functions. We still have 0 over 0. A 0 is occurring in the numerator due to that expression. A 0 is occurring in the denominator due to that expression. Those expressions cannot cancel each other right now, so we will need to factor. I'm going to factor in the numerator by taking out a common factor of y. That will leave us a y plus 2, as well as the remainder of the expression, the root of 2y squared minus 4y minus 2y. In the denominator, we can factor out a common factor of a negative 2 and a y. Negative 2y will give us a positive y and a positive 2. Now you can see where the 0 over 0 is occurring. It's from the y plus 2 factor. That's making 0 as y goes to negative 2, so we have to cancel those out. If there's other factors that cancel, we can also remove this y and this y here. That will just make the numbers simpler to deal with. But we have to cancel the y plus 2s out, so we made sure to do that. I now have limit as y goes to negative 2 of the square root of 2y squared minus 4y minus 2y divided by a negative 2. I should no longer have the 0 over 0 indeterminate form. We can now plug a negative 2 in for each of the y's. So I will have 2 times negative 2 squared minus 4 times a negative 2 minus 2 times a negative 2, and then all of that divided by a negative 2. It'll look a little messy at first, but it should simplify pretty nicely. Negative 2 squared is 4 times another 2 is a positive 8. Negative 2 times a negative 4 is another positive 8, and then a negative 2 times a negative 2 is a positive 4, and all of that's over a negative 2. That will give us the square root of 16 plus 4 divided by negative 2. The square root of 16 is a 4, so we have a 4 plus a 4 over a negative 2, or an 8 over a negative 2, and an 8 and a 2 can reduce to become a negative 4.